Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on time, the clock. Following on from the previous video, this lesson will look at time as shown by the clock, where it refers to time of day. We can use a clock or watch to tell the time. A clock normally hangs on a wall. We wear a watch on our wrist. A wall clock, similar to this one, is found in many houses. These clocks come in all shapes and sizes. The gold item hanging down is called a pendulum. It swings from side to side and controls the time. Wristwatches similar to this one come in all shapes and sizes. They are very useful because we can look at them instantly. The price can range from a few dollars to many thousands. With respect to time of day, the wall clock and wristwatch show analog time. This analog time shows the time of 4 o'clock because the large hand is on the 12 and the small hand is on the 4. The above is a digital clock and the time is displayed in digital format. The analog clock on the previous slide is a mechanical clock because it has moving parts and they are powered by a battery or by winding up a small spring inside. The digital clock is electronic and is powered by a battery. It has no moving parts. Each clock has the function of telling us the time at any given point of the day. Each time shows 4 o'clock. This can also be written as 4 with these two marks and then 00. So there's the analog time and there's the digital time. The above two times are on the hour. When telling the time on the hour, we usually say o'clock for the analog clock, so 4 o'clock. And 2 zeros are written down for the digital clock. Same as there. On the next slide we will see two clocks showing a different time. So here we have the second hand, the hour hand, and the minute hand. That's very normal in a typical wall clock. And many wristwatches have that too. The two times on the left can be written and said in different ways. 3:30, 3:30, we can write 3:30, or we can write 30 minutes past 3. Okay, so all of those are quite acceptable. You can see here that that is a digital way of writing the time. So we can say the time or we can write it down in many different ways. Let's look at to the hour and past the hour. Times can be written past the hour or to the hour. The pictures on the next slide will illustrate. This picture shows both the analog and digital clock. There's the analog clock, there's the digital clock. Both times show 10:15 or 10:15. These times are known as past the hour. Both of the above clocks show 3:45 or 4:45. These are the two most popular ways of saying this time. These times are known as to the hour. AM and PM. The time shown on each clock is 12 o'clock. This can either be midday or midnight. So there's 12 o'clock there, and that's also 12 o'clock. AM or PM used after the time tell us which part of the day we are talking about. Let's look at AM. These two letters have a Latin meaning and they stand for ante-meridiem. Literally it means before midday. PM. These two letters have a Latin meaning and they stand for post-meridiem. Literally it means after midday. More specifically, AM is between midnight and midday, PM is between midday and midnight. Two useful diagrams with respect to telling the time. The time shown above is 3 o'clock. We've seen this before, and this is a very quick revision. When the big hand is on the 12, the time is o'clock. The exact o'clock is known by the position of the small hand. Because this small hand points to the 3, it is 3 o'clock. Now here's a very interesting diagram, and it basically summarises everything we've done. There's the o'clock when the big hand is on the 12. When the big hand is on the 30 down here, that's half past the hour. When the big hand is on the 15, that's quarter past the hour. And when the big hand is on the 45, that's quarter to the hour. And here we have increments of 5 minutes as we go around, and that also helps us to tell the time. So this has been a very interesting video which has looked at the analog clock and the digital clock, and we've seen some of the most popular times and how to tell them.